We've got a John Deere 145 customer brought in and said that it was popping real bad on them, making a weird noise. Said that it sounded better when they engaged the blades. Well, we got this thing in here and checked it out. First thing we noticed, didn't have any oil on the dipstick whatsoever. We put some oil on the dipstick and fired it up and went ahead and got it on the table. Let me show you what this thing's doing. Pull the hood off. The hood's seen some better days, held on by a bungee cord. Oop, I didn't realize the wires were actually hooked up. I thought they were all disconnected too. It was just kind of hanging there. Now this has the Briggs Stratton 22 horse on it. Good OHV engine. Ran without oil. Definitely not ideal. I'm gonna fire this up and see what it sounds like. Obviously something's not going right here. Well, one side or the other, one of the valves has got to be sticking or something's going on. That or a head gasket's completely blown out to make some noise like that. But let's figure out which side it's coming from. I'm going to just disconnect this spark plug wire real quick. And that's definitely what it sounds like, is one of the valves is sticking. Without any oil, it could be anything. Well, that one almost wants to start on the left side. Put the right side plug back on, and I'm just going to take the left side plug off. Pull it to the side. So on that side, when I've got the left side unplugged, sounds like it's running good and you don't really hear that pop anymore. Well, that's probably because one of these valves is stuck because it was ran low on oil. And when it's getting spark, it's just popping right back out the intake, is what it sounds like, or the exhaust. I'm gonna open this up real quick, figure out what's going on. So to remove the valve cover and inspect this, we've got 4 10mm bolts. Now, valve sticking happens on a lot of things, and it happens for a lot of reasons. Running them low on oil is definitely one. The valve guide start to get hot along the stem of the valve, and it'll seize along that valve. And it does that. Looks like got a push rod that's completely off. And another push rod that's bent, it looks like. This one's bent. I'm not sure where the other one is. I'm not really convinced that this was off before, just based on the looks of it. I mean, I guess it could have been, because it didn't really come off hard or anything. It's all in one piece. I'm just not seeing the other push rod. Now, I've had this happen before, and a lot of times it's because other people have taken them apart and then they don't mention that. But as you can see here, this valve is not coming back out as far as the other one. Look at it from the, see if I can get a little bit different angle here for us. And we can see that. Jump out of here. So if we're looking this way, where each of these valves is coming back out. So each of these, if you look, this one is only coming to here, and this one's coming out a full, I don't know, maybe 3 millimeters further back that direction. You can measure it kind of with a, you know, you could take like a screwdriver or something like that, measure it from the distance from the block to there, and if you do it up here, you're getting a lot different. So it's a lot different as far as how far the valve's coming back out. Now a lot of times, to get this back up and going, you can splash just a little bit of oil on them. It looks like this has got plenty of oil on it now. It's not good oil. We usually use like a penetrating oil or something like that. Slap it on there, hit it a few times just with a hammer or anything, just to kind of free it up. And a lot of times it'll pop back out. You can also take something. Yeah, see, it's not wanting to come on this one. There's definitely, I don't know if the valve seat came out on the backside or what. A lot of times they'll come out too. That may be the issue here. I'm going to see exactly what they want to do, whether they want to fix this or not. On the other one, at the very least, it would need a new head to get that thing back up and going. Again, don't think they're going to mess with it. On this thing, I noticed it was kind of having the same issue. I'm not really too worried about the dust or anything at this point, because if you listen to this thing, it's got exactly the same issue. It's got one of these valves stuck. It's blowing right back out the intake, running on one cylinder but not the other. Now again, this is one we picked up the other day. We worked on it before. The thing had an oil leak, it looks like, and was pretty low on oil. Got hot, caused the same issue with this. And it's one of those things where by the time you get a head and labor to do everything, and then who knows what else damage it did, you know, internals, not really worth it. If you run it low on oil, you don't take care of it, you're gonna run into issues. I have another one inside here that same issue, ran low on oil and everything else. Going to fire it up and get a little bit different symptom. This one, you can see it smoking pretty good. Engine's rocking back pretty good back and forth. I don't think that's really a rod knock or anything like that, but looks like the rings are pretty well burnt. It's getting a good white smoke to it. I mean, head gaskets may have been blown for some time also. It's hard telling without getting a little further into it. I have one more Briggs Stratton engine here with the same problem yet. I was kind of looking around and I'm thinking, wow, we have a lot of junk Briggs here right now. Briggs, usually we don't get this many junk Briggs, especially not all at a time. This one is running a little bit different. Now, I didn't do anything with the running or anything on this. All we did was changed a tie rod on it. But when I started it up, I'm pretty sure I realized we've had this one here before. The customer sounded similar, but when we started up, you can hear the way it's running. And it's a common symptom of worn cam lobes from running low on oil. It'll never run right, you'll always run rich, and you'll always get kind of that smell and burning no matter what the adjustment on the carb is or anything like that. You'll never get it adjusted right. When hearing this running, that's definitely what I suspect. I haven't went, you know, any further into it or anything like that. But with the major oil leak and the condition of the engine and how many hours are on it, I would say that's a definite possibility. Let's see what this one says. I didn't even really pay much attention. It only has 225 hours on it, but with lack of maintenance, anything can go bad pretty quick. With being ran low on oil and them saying they were mowing with it, and yeah, it really clears up a lot if you turn the blades on and mow. This thing has probably been low on oil way too much for what it's going to be worth to put into fixing this engine at this point. The internals are probably pretty well scored up and everything from being ran low on oil. If you're not getting oil pumping and getting to the top of the engine, nothing, the valves or nothing's getting lubrication at this point. So all this stuff is dry, and it doesn't take long for something catastrophic to happen. Luckily it happened in the head. You know, could it be salvaged? Well, sure. Anything can be salvaged if you want to stick that kind of money into it. But is it worth doing? Is it practical to do? In my opinion, no. I think the big takeaway from all this is just pay attention to your engine, pay attention to the oil level, pay attention to changes that are going to happen. Don't just blow through it with your headphones on full blast and never check the oil and expect your mower to last forever. You're not going to get very long life out of it as soon as it has any sort of issue. Things burn oil, engines burn oil and leak. It happens over time. The closer attention you pay to that and the closer attention you pay to your machine, the more it's going to take care of you and the less you're going to have to pay overall for running it. Hopefully this helps you with your Briggs. If you've ran it low on oil, kind of figure out whether you want to stick the money into fixing it or whether you want to retire it at this point, or possibly just pop the valve back out, get it back up and going with a couple new push rods and run it until it fails again. Keep an eye on the oil. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.